During the week of May 5th, 2019, the internet came together like never before for one single purpose: to instantly and mercilessly burn a man's career to the ground. This is that story. Let us begin. In 2009, a young comedian and game enthusiast from Wisconsin moved to Texas to follow his dream and work in the new gaming media. He became a reviewer and editor for one of the biggest online gaming entertainment sites of the time, Screw Attack. This man's name was Jared Lee Knobbenbauer, and a year later he released a review of a bad game called Two Worlds on YouTube under the name DM Jared. At the same time, fellow Screw Attack content creators Austin Hargrave and John Jafari were leaving to create their own hosting site and group known as Normal Boots. The pair recruited Gerard Khalil and the group Continue to their team. Meanwhile, DM Jared's video did so well that he had to change his name to ProJared, because DM Jared just wasn't pro enough. He continued making reviews on classic games. Think angry video game nerd meets JonTron with a side of dry humor, and you've got ProJared. It worked well. He also started 1-minute reviews from modern games until YouTube decided short videos were the devil, all the while amassing himself a sizable audience. In 2012, Normal Boots closed its doors and went on hiatus, and ProJared left Screw Attack to focus on his growing YouTube channel. 2 years later, in 2014, Normal Boots reopened with a new look and new members, including Satchel Drakes and ProJared. This was also the year Jared married Heidi O'Farrell, an award-winning non-lewd cosplayer. Score, bro! What a year. This was prime-time gaming YouTube, and Normal Boots was at the top of the pile with funny and creative content creators, each with their own spin on the mega gamer review guy formula. Jared stuck out from the rest as a relatable nerd. He wore a goofy blue button-up, he had a doofy hairstyle and face. And I mean, he just looks like a doof, alright? That's objective, okay? I'm not hitting on the guy. He was just born that way. However, out of all the Normal Boots guys, ProJared was the one who spoke to the little people. He was often trailing behind the big three, JonTron, Austin Peanut Butter Gamer, and Gerard the Completionist, and chose to cover more obscure titles like Kid Clown, and nerdier things like Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons later in his career. Jared carved out a niche for himself on YouTube. He worked with the Game Grumps, all of his Normal Boots companions, appeared at more cons than you can count, paneled, streamed, started a Let's Play channel with over 300,000 subscribers. He even filmed a short with God himself, Reggie Fils-Aimé. Rest in peace, sweet prince. He's not dead, he just left Nintendo.
If you never want to speak to me again...
Jared even became a regular on Dice Camera Action, a series on D&D's official channel with his friend Holly Conrad. Also a co-contributor to the series, Jared guest starred on Game Grumps.
And Ross is here too.
Together with the darling angel Anna Prosser and Nate Wants to Battle, they became the Waffle Crew. However, in 2018, something happened. After his yearly E3 reviews, Jared stopped uploading on ProJared. At the time, he had overtaken Gerard the Completionist in subscribers and was close to 1 million. A dream for many, including ourselves, so subscribe and hit that bell. In the last 12 months, Jared has uploaded 3 videos to his main channel: a sponsored Final Fantasy IV video in June, a dedicated sponsored video on Shin Megami Tensei Mobile in July, and then nothing until December when he posted one single video for his yearly D&D December series. He left a community post promising more, but nothing came. Then on May 9th, 2019, ProJared became the #1 trending topic on Twitter in America for 3 days, and lost everything. What happened? Well, prepare yourself. This is the story of ProJared. The story you never knew. I want to preface this video with a disclaimer. We're covering this for a reason, and we mean no offense to anyone affiliated with ProJared. We have friends associated with Normal Boots, and for those we haven't met, they are our respected peers. They are human beings who have been dealt a blow to their business, but more importantly, their lives and hearts. Our best wishes are with them in these trying times. We're covering this topic because of the overwhelming drama trash and misinformation on this subject.
The alleged side hoe.
So we'd like to cover it with style and grace, something we can't always promise.
It starts.
Despite Jared being absent from his own accomplished channel in 2019, he was still consistently uploading to his Let's Play channel and making regular appearances on the new Normal Boots flagship show, Madness. He previously announced he had been having some mental health issues, but seemed to be recovering smoothly, until May 8th at 11:45 p.m. Eastern. That night, Jared left a statement declaring that he and his wife Heidi were getting a divorce. He claimed that after both couples therapy and personal therapy, the two had come to this decision, that there will be rumors and speculations. He claimed his highest priority is Heidi's privacy and mental well-being. I was saddened by the news as a fan of both parties. So was Jared's Waffle Crew teammate, Holly Conrad, aka CommanderHolly, who stated as such and promised to be there for Jared whenever he needed her. Then, oh man, then the bomb dropped, like Kerplow man nuking friggin' rocket launcher at the Hoover Dam blown up! Heidi O'Farrell popped on Twitter at 12:13 a.m. May 9th and revealed to the world that her husband ProJared had been cheating on her for months with Holly Conrad. Like full penetration cheating. That's how you say it gracefully.
That's cheating.
Nice, dude.
Also, that he blocked her. So Heidi had no idea what he had announced to the publicly. She continued to explain that she had proof of him cheating, naughty pictures like the ones I sent Ryan, and explicit conversations. Also that he had been lying. According to Heidi, Jared was telling her that he was trying to fix their marriage while promising Holly he was leaving his wife. Meanwhile, he was going around to his famous friends and spinning Heidi to be the cause of his distress. Of course, leaving out his cheating. The alleged proof dates back to the fall of 2018, almost immediately following the public divorce of Holly Conrad and her husband, Ross O'Donovan. Ross is a talented animator and artist as well as a game grump. Regardless, not a great year for the Irish, it seems. Speaking of which, Miss O'Farrell had been slowly excluded from hers and Jared's mutual friend group by Jared and isolated. She also claims to be gaslit by him, a manipulation tactic which makes the abused call into question their own sanity. It's unfortunately quite common. An example of gaslighting would be someone comes to you and says, "Why did you do this?" And you say, "But I didn't," because you really didn't. And then they say, "Yes, you did. I saw you do it." That is gaslighting. Get someone alone and do it enough, it'll corrode their view of reality. There's only two of you in the situation, so you can't prove you didn't do it. There's no one to help you corroborate your story. It's abuse. Though proof has not been made public, Heidi's reaction, her initial tweet, stood as proof enough for me. Her reaction was angry, but also eloquent, detailed, and articulate. It came off as the words from someone who had suffered and was finally free, who was scared but needed to tell the truth. It's important to note that while well-known, Heidi is not at the same level of fame and influence as Jared or Holly. Her occupation is niche and arguably inflated by her marriage to Jared. She stood to lose not only her marriage to an abuser, but also her career, her clout, her livelihood. She feared that the public would turn on her and it would be pushed by Jared, Holly, and Jared's manipulated friends with a combined force of roughly 7 million fans. This fear was brought on by a preemptive strike at her credibility she couldn't even see. Jared's quote, statement. What she didn't expect was the support. Also, she fired a nuke at Holly that was like, whoa! I've been in the hazmat suit for days. To step back for a second, I'd like to point out that Treesicle is a 4-man team. We have members who have suffered similar circumstances to Heidi. We know what it's like to be in a similar situation, though not within the public eye. That's a whole new level. There was something visceral about Heidi's words that struck a chord with us and many others. It couldn't be ignored. I don't think anyone was expecting what came next. Almost immediately, I saw Jared's wiener, and so did everyone else. I'd give it a 5 or 6, but those angles, man, I'd rate them a broken marriage out of 10. Yeah, it turns out that Jared was doing a little more than cheating. Well, let's say a lot a bit more. Apparently, before Tumblr got lame and Puritan, Jared had run a few blogs here and there. One in which he had asked fans for them birthday suit pics. You know, it was one of those, quote, body positivity blogs, aka legit bait material for 85% of the population. Allegedly, some of these pics were from people below the age of consent. Here's a few of their testimonials. Feel free to pause and read. To summarize, according to their accounts, they were manipulated and groomed at 16 by Jared to engage in not legal and super naked conduct. Here's the thing. Anyone can make one of those blogs, or could at the time, but Jared wasn't just anyone. He was a public figure and arguably one with a young audience. This fact allegedly didn't bother him at all. Allegedly. Turns out the guy not only had this original blog, but several others. And at least one super secret don't tell your mom and dad you'll get in trouble blog called Sin Jared. Jared also had a secret Snapchat where, like in his blogs, he communicated explicitly with his fans, and has solicited and sent some of those spicy pics, many unwanted. All of them unwanted by me. Thanks, Twitter. I need some unseat juice. Again, hard proof hasn't come out yet, but there are images, texts, the bad looks are piling up, and there's a whole lot of them. It's been spilled from all over the internet, like people were just waiting for a crack so they could slip through. Know that unless this goes to court, Jared will not be held responsible for these manipulative actions. But what we do have via screenshots and first-person testimonials is damning. So, what happens next? Well, the internet caught fire. Holly immediately fled at 12:39 a.m. May 9th.
I don't want to be here.
We're at a party.
I don't like it.
There's so many festivities still to have.
There's no festivities, and I don't like talking to you.
Leaving a manipulative and deceptive tweet in her wake, telling people to not believe Heidi because they don't know her, but to trust Holly because they do know her. That's called a character lie. It's manipulating people into believing words based on outward appearances as well as social status in her case.
Rather than just telling you what they did or didn't do, they'll do convincing statements like, "You know me."
Most people don't know this, but Heidi and Holly were close. Her and Jared stayed with Holly and Ross for 2 months after Jared's house was flooded 2 years ago. Big oof. Big oofs all around. As of recording this video, Holly has not returned to social media. Her YouTube channel, Twitter, and Instagram have been stormed by haters with the dankest memes. Her career and reputation has taken a huge hit, to say the least. It should also be noted that she has privated her Twitter and Instagram, which is what I would do if I was innocent. You know me! As for Jared, he broke records, losing over 10% of his audience on YouTube in 1 day. About 100,000 plus subs, and has since continued to decline, soon to drop under 800,000 from over 1 million. The record is in percent of your audience lost, not subscriber numbers. Even James Charles only lost 8% of his subs the next day. Jared's fans turned on him, and then the world turned on him. His manipulative affair and abuse, coupled with accusations by minors, made #1 trending on Twitter in America and stayed there for multiple days. Like CommanderHolly, all of his social media and his YouTube channel have been burned to the ground by the fieriest memes we've seen in a long time. It's truly been an unprecedented experience. I have never seen the internet completely come together to universally hate on something like this before. It's honestly a little frightening, and it must really suck to be Jared or Holly right now. Big ol' sucks to suck right there. So let's talk about responses. At first, Jared's friends Austin and Forrest came to his defense. This triggered a nasty lashback from onlookers, but it's important to remember the manipulative nature of this situation. His friends and the Normal Boots team only knew what Jared had told them. They didn't know the other side. If something similar happened to one of us, we would have done the same instantly. Despite the initial nastiness, open apologies have been made, and Heidi has forgiven everyone. I think she expected the hate more than the apologies. After a silence, the official Normal Boots Twitter divulged that Jared had been let go as of 6:35 p.m. May 9th. The allegations of his predatory behavior outside his relationship had been sent to their office on April 4th, 2019, and a silent investigation had been going on unbeknownst to the entire crew, besides to their manager, Jock Khalil, Gerard's brother. When the lid blew off the secret, a statement had to be made. Side note, it's no secret that John Jafari, better known as JonTron, left Normal Boots on bad terms a few years back after revealing he had some controversial opinions.
Wealthy blacks also commit more crime than poor whites. That's a fact.
You know, any of the things in the stream that could be considered weird sounding or off-putting, I probably agree with you.
He was then attacked and ostracized by the group, including by Jared. Needless to say, Jafari's fans have reveled in the whole ProJared situation. It should also be noted that if we were to suffer the same issue as Normal Boots, we too would have made the same choice to let the accused party go. When it comes to the whole Jared situation, nobody wants to work with a Kiddler Diddler. In fact, nobody ever wants to work with a Kiddler Diddler. Just ask Jared. Jared has made one tweet since the statement. On May 10th at 3:42 p.m., explaining that he won't be able to make a con and that he hopes everyone who does go has a great time. The tweet was immediately burned to the ground by almost 6,000 spicy meme balls. That's 12:35 p.m. May 12th. Satchbag Drakes announced he would be leaving Normal Boots, not wishing to be affiliated with the name any longer. The break seems to be amicable. By the way, his content is amazing. You should check it out. This is all the current information available publicly. So, let's unpack this. Despite a relative lack of hard public evidence and a large amount of public evidence, a man's career has ended. He's almost universally despised at the national level. Heidi's story has been corroborated by many friends on Twitter who were previously aware of the situation. Many people have come forward testifying accusations against Jared, including his victims as well as manipulated co-mods of his sassy, seductive blog. His longtime friends have publicly abandoned him, and neither he or his mistress have made any attempts to deny anything. Even Jared's subreddit had a coup and has since been burned to the ground by its own mods and contributors and made into a giant meme pile and will be archived. Judging by Jared's manipulative, preemptive strike, aka the statement, along with Holly's flight to her secret bird's nest after dropping some hot character lies on our collective windshields, the cheating scandal is pretty much confirmed. Don't get me wrong, there was a little weirdness on Heidi's side. She was aware of some of the stuff Jared was doing. However, she did say she asked for the body positivity blogs to be dropped in 2017 and was unaware they continued behind her back, as well as his bone-tastic Snapchat. It always takes two to tango, so we aren't necessarily saying Heidi is perfect, but at this moment there's no evidence to the contrary. This is an issue on a much larger scale than just some hot tea and a dirty child lover getting what he deserved and a dirty child lover getting what she deserved. That being said, we don't know if Holly knew anything about Jared's alleged extracurricular activities. What we do know is this fiasco is an abuse of power, an abuse of platform, and a level of manipulation rarely seen on this kind of scale. Unless you're president talking about Nixon, of course. The reason Jared had been turned on is because of kids. Phrasing, am I right? No, I mean, the reason Jared skyrocketed to the heavens originally was because he appeared to be one of us. Not a YouTuber, but a dork. A funny-looking dork who managed to get it all. He had the dream, fame, money, married to a beautiful, talented wife, very cool friends, an awesome career, respect. Just for doing the thing that we do with our friends in the basement. Playing D&D.
What's wrong with you?
But he used that power to hurt people. He hurt his wife, he hurt his friends, he hurt his fans, he hurt children, and he hurt gaming and YouTube. This is bad. This looks bad. And it left a lot of people sitting around being sore at a guy who had it all and deserved none of it, allegedly. And on a personal note, Jared hurt us too. We were fans also. As for Holly, she had always been an advocate for mental health and women's health. I personally was a fan. I even had a bit of a crush on her. I even almost bought one of her backpacks. But there she was, hurting one of her friends behind her back and just being a big ol' hypocrite. The cheating debacle was deliberate and mean-spirited on both parties, while the CP, the manipulation of fans, was unforgivable on Jared's part. As people in the public eye, it is our duty to be good role models, to live a life that is actually worth emulating. I stand by that. We like to make horrible jokes because it's funny. Just ask your mom, I had her in stitches all last night. But seriously, it's a rare and special occasion to have a platform. So to use something like that as bait material is just gross. We try to leave our audience with some insight and some positivity to get through the week. And we try to do that with each other. Simply acting the right way is not enough. You have to be the right way, or else you will get caught. It's 2019. Everything you do leaves a trail. Every skeleton in your closet will come out. Just ask Jared. And let's not forget that Gerard the Completionist has set up a charity in the name of this whole debacle. I recommend checking out his Twitter or community page and even donating if you have the means. And if you need a laugh, I recommend checking out Jared's Instagram. There's a lot of clowns on there. That's the story of ProJared. The story you never knew. P.S. Don't f*** with a redhead, they'll f***ing end you! Goodbye.